This is a 2006 Jeep Commander. We're going to be replacing the front wheel struts along with the rear wheel shocks. It is October 30th, 2021. Yesterday we've already replaced the passenger side wheel strut. In order to do that, which is actually easier, pop the hood. I had to take the coolant reservoir off, disconnected the air intake hose, and took out some bolts, the wheel strut assembly bolts. Those are brand new, but there's 4 of them for the strut tower. So in order to do so, this was our first time doing it, just me and my son. We have to take off several bolts underneath that are holding the suspension units all together. So this is the driver's side, which we haven't replaced yet. So the bolts in question that we're going to take off are basically 3. So the first will be this sway bar assembly. The next will be the wheel strut bolt, and then we might take the calipers off as well. So I'll get back to you on that. Okay, so we disconnected the wheel struts from on top. As you can see, we also remove the whole fuse box unit along with the battery just to give us some additional room. There was actually 3 10 millimeter bolts holding the fuse box unit. And from here, we disconnected the upper control arm, along with first disconnecting this steering wheel unit, and then after which we took off the strut bolt on the whole unit. We left the calipers on for the passenger side. We took it off, but this time I thought perhaps let's go ahead and leave it on and see if we can do it. So now we're going to just take out the entire strut unit. Let's see if it comes out. Yep. It's caught on the brake line. Okay. So we have the other brand new wheel strut assembly for the driver's side. Here's the parts number, ordered from Parts Geek online. Here are the rear shocks, haven't installed yet. There's 2 pieces. What we used was a hammer, leverage bar, crowbar. Had to use some vice grips. 18 millimeter deep socket, and 15/16 socket, breaker bar. I had to use a wrench also to deliver me some additional torque for the breaker bar. I also used the wrench for the control arm piece when we're putting it back on, along with the 10 millimeter socket. So, and also bungee cord to hold up your calipers, and a hammer to bust out the control arm. So now we're taking off the shocks, the rear shocks. We're on the passenger side. So I made the mistake during the process of trying to take the shock off. I'm trying to take this bolt off. This bolt is actually welded on to this bracket. So you have to go back around and take it off with that nut in the back, which is a 15 millimeter. And same thing, 15 millimeter up here. So I put WD-40 all on it, and hopefully it comes off smooth now. So all in all, we got the Jeep completed with the front end struts and back shocks installed. 2006 Jeep Commander 2-wheel drive, 4.7 liter. Relatively simple. It's just taking off certain bolts. Total is probably about 3 bolts. 2 on the bottom, 1 on top at the control arm, but also the 4 strut bolts on top. Relatively simple. You just got to move things around. And in the back, 2 bolts for the shocks. And be careful, one of the nuts on the bottom are welded to the axle. That's about it. It's been a good job. I went for a test drive earlier and it's running pretty good. So feels a whole lot more sturdy. Thanks for watching. Bye.